Hello everybody. Hi, I'm a little sicky pants. I'm still a bit sick. So today we'll be chill. We'll just be chatting and stuff. I don't know how long it will be, but we've got the cozy music going. It will be chill. You can probably turn the music down ever so slightly. Oh, it's so pretty though. I do like the music. Oh my gosh, it's so weird. I don't know how to act. It's always so strange going back to stream after being off for a while. I don't know how to act. But hello everybody. It's so good to see you all. Let me go through everything. Ray, thank you for redeeming first, and for the quiet hello. I really appreciate it. And Randy, it's very good to see you. Thank you for the 45 months. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Dylan, I hope you're doing well. Snow, hi. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. I'm feeling better, but you guys can probably hear I'm like definitely still a bit congested and stuff. I got my tea though. I got my tea. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do any gameplay today. I think we'll just kind of yap. I haven't been on stream in like at least a week and a half, 2 weeks, and it was such a busy month, so I figured just like a chill little chatting stream to ease back into things. So I'm sorry if I look ill. I am ill. I feel like I don't look super, like I don't look well. But that's all kind of how I'm feeling. So yeah, that's what's up. It's so good to see you all though. Oh my gosh. It's like if I look ill, I am ill. But yeah, that's what's going on. Oh my gosh, Snow, it's very good to see you. I hope you've been amazing. I feel like we haven't spoken in a while, Snow. It's so strange coming back. Thank you for being here, everyone. So I was a bit nerve-wracking coming back. I was supposed to technically come back Tuesday, but I was like recovering all week basically. Yeah, right, Dylan. It's always a bit nerve-wracking coming back after a while. You're like, oh gosh, how do I do this? Did everyone forget about me? I have so much. Oh, I'm eating my hair. I have so much I want to talk about. Guys, I went to TwitchCon. I'd like to talk about it a bit. Well, I mean, I feel like I haven't really properly streamed after Florida as well. Like, I can kind of talk about the whole month, I guess. I mean, I did, but I don't know. Gets off work. I'm here. I'm so sad. I love that. Oh, I hope Barry's doing well too. Yeah, I honestly don't know if I'll like go much longer than an hour. We'll see what happens. But I haven't done a little chatting stream in a while, so no worries if this isn't for everyone, if people kind of just want like Elden Ring. Speaking of Elden Ring, I don't know if people saw my Discord announcement, so I was talking to Mimi about it at TwitchCon, but like I've been at Elden Ring for so long, and we're obviously gonna finish it, but I'm kind of craving some variety on the side, and I feel bad for the people who like aren't into Elden Ring, and I've been at it for like a year and a half. People who aren't into Souls, like in the background, like I've been waiting 84 years, insert meme. I'm feeling some variety. Like I think we might do a third stream day, and we might spin the backlog wheel and have like a fun little variety side moment. I don't know, we'll see. We'll figure it out. I don't want to get ahead of myself. True, Florida, yeah. I don't even really know the best way to like talk about things. Backlog wheel. I guess I can kind of just go through from the start. Yeah, no, Florida was fun. The thing is, I am so exhausted, and I think that's like aside from the sickness, because that definitely contributes to it, because I just feel so like fatigued and like my body feels weak and everything, but just in general my body is so tired. This was, I think, the busiest month of my life. Like I came home from TwitchCon and I was definitely feeling it. Like that was a lot of traveling in a short amount of time. It's really, really, really nice to be home. Where do I start? Yeah, so Oh, Snow, thank you so much. You're so kind. Thank you so much for your 49 months. And no pressure for anyone to sub ever, because I know you don't. You're so sweet. I know you don't have Prime anymore, if I'm not mistaken, so no pressure ever, Snow. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. And Gary, hey, how's it going? It's really good to see you. Sorry, I'm talking in like a low ASMR tone. If I talk any in like a higher octave, I will have to cough. But that's okay. That's just the vibe for today. It's like sick illness ASMR. I'm still a bit sick. Yeah, I'm like coming out of it, but yeah, it's funny because I like never really recovered. I was kind of like low-key a bit sick going into Florida, and I was basically sick for both of my trips. We'll get into all that. My face is all red. I do also just have red undertones too. I think this is just my normal skin tone. But yeah, I do generally look quite sick. I'm also a bit nervous to come on stream. I think. Get some rest. Oh, I've been sleeping like all week. No worries. Yeah, I've been sleeping lots. But yeah. I'm fully back in my routine now. I'm back at work. I don't know if I'm really good to be back at work, but I already took like a few sick days. So I'm like, after basically 2 weeks off, I didn't want to take too many sick days. But yeah, I mean, how do I start? So yeah, the start of October. What happened? Just a lot of traveling and stuff. Yep. But yeah, at the start of October, I don't know if you guys remember, I kind of was already a bit sick. I hadn't been sick for a long time too. Like, I have a pretty bad immune system, but like I went through most of like last winter without really being sick, which was pretty good for me. But going back to work and being around like all the students and stuff, everyone was calling it like frosh flu. Like from in September, around the tail end of September, I got quite sick. I had a really bad flu, and a lot of other people at my workplace did as well. So I was basically fully good by the time I went to Florida, but I still had a lingering cough. Florida I talked about a little bit, because I did have a stream after that, but yeah, I had a little bit of a lingering cough going to Florida, but Florida was so fun, but it was like very go. Obviously, like the first 2 days were just like prepping, like last minute preparations for my sister's wedding. I don't even know if I talked about the wedding. It was beautiful. I don't know if anyone follows my personal Instagram. I haven't really posted all that much about it yet, but it was a very intimate, small ceremony. It was very stressful the days leading up to it. That was like the first wedding in my life that I've been like very heavily involved with behind the scenes. And yeah, we were all feeling the stress, me, my sister, and my mom. The photos are so nice. It was a really beautiful venue. It was like basically like a little pop-up elopement spot. They had like less than 25 people. It was really beautiful. Charmy students, right? Yeah. But yeah, it was really beautiful. And then the rest of the trip was like 3 full days of Disney, which was so fun. But Disney, if you've been, or if not, I'm sure you can imagine, is very go. Like it was like 25,000 plus steps a day, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. full days. Like you were at the park, you were locking in, right? You were making the most of your Disney trip. So the funny thing with my Florida trip and TwitchCon is that neither of them were rejuvenating trips, right? It's not like I was in Cuba at an all-inclusive resort relaxing on the beach with a pina colada in my hand. They were both the types of vacations that you need vacations from. Like they were very go. On all the business trips, right? No, if Florida actually felt like that. I was so locked in for my sister's wedding and I was feeling the stress. But yeah, so I was really pushing my body for like Florida and for Disney. And I remember coming home from Florida and I streamed the next day, and I don't know if you guys remember, I had one stream between my 2 trips, and I was like, hey guys, I don't know, I feel like I'm like pretty sick and I'm worried about being sick. for TwitchCon. Subtle foreshadowing. Did you get paid? Oh god, no, I didn't get paid for anything. This was all out of my pocket. So yeah, I knew this was one of the main reasons I didn't want to do TwitchCon this year. I don't know if you guys remember the months following TwitchCon last year. I was very much leaning towards like, no, I probably won't do a third TwitchCon. I'm good. I probably won't do a third TwitchCon. Because I knew it was such a quick turnover from my Florida trip and that it was going to be tough. But I don't know, everything just fell into place. Like Mimi was locked in to go and I was really excited to meet Mimi, which was great, and we'll get into all that. I loved doing the con with Mimi. And then Mimi got us like hooked up with like a really nice hotel deal, like right beside the con, and I was like, oh, I will never get accommodations more convenient for TwitchCon. So I'm like, this is my last year, I'm just gonna rally. But yeah, I knew it was gonna be tough, the quick turnaround between two trips, and it was really tough. I didn't know the sickness was gonna be a factor. But yeah, I was already kind of sick going into Florida. I pushed my body to its limits in Florida. I came home, I had 3 full days between my trips. One of them which I worked, because I don't know, I'm weird, and I was like, oh, I feel bad taking 2 full weeks off work, so I'm gonna give them 1 little day in between. As if that makes a difference. So I worked 1 little day. And I was feeling so sick. And in that time I had and then I had to go out of town for like a wedding venue tour. It was like I had only 3 full days. I had work, I had to go out of town, I had to quickly unpack, do all my laundry, and pack for my second trip, and arrange all my travel documents for my second trip. So that was really hard. That was really hard. And I'm not want to sit here and say, oh, poor me, cry me a river or whatever, because I'm like, I fully did it to myself. And I knew it was going to be hard. It was like, this month, just rally, just push through. But going through it was really tough. I am a homebody, right? And I love a good trip, but I did not have enough time to settle back into my routine in the slightest. And that was the first time. Going to TwitchCon was the first time in my life where I was traveling, and I was like, I actually kind of like don't even want to go. I'm like not excited to travel. I just want to stay in my bed. And I don't know. It was kind of tough. It was kind of tough. Circle back to the wedding venue tour. Hello. Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh yeah. We've toured 3 spots, and I think we're done touring. I think we're done touring. I think I know my favorite. So I have just been recovering this week, but I think we're gonna lock in on a venue. That's a whole other thing. I was like so focused on my sister's wedding, but now that I'm done my busiest month and my sister's wedding's done, I can kind of start focusing on mine, which I'm excited for. But yeah, we toured 3 spots. 2 of them were so beautiful. One of them was kind of an immediate no. But we're just gonna weigh pros and cons with prices with like the 2 we really liked, but I think I know my favorite. So yeah, that's a whole other thing. That's really good news. But yeah. But yeah, so going to TwitchCon was tough because I feel like when I came home from Florida, it really started catching up to me. Like when I streamed, and then the couple days following that, I was like, I feel like I'm getting really sick. So it's like, yeah, I was kind of sick before Florida, and then I came back, and in that little pocket of time, I was like getting very sick again. And I felt it when I went to Florida. I was like traveling, and I did not feel good. And I was like, well, it's okay. It's different if you live in San Diego, and you're like, I probably shouldn't go. But, you know, you pay upwards of $1,000 for international round trip flights, for the venue, for accommodations. I was like, I gotta go through, like, I've gotta rally, I've gotta push through. You can't just like not go, right? It was tough. So I was basically kind of sick for like the entirety of TwitchCon. And I luckily think the worst of it was when I was home, and then throughout the weekend I started getting better. But it was bad. Like I had a cough. I shared a room with Mimi. I probably got poor Mimi sick. I feel so fucking bad about that. But yeah, it was really tough. Hi, Bouncy Boat. It was so nice to meet you. I met so many amazing people at TwitchCon. I'm so excited to talk about it. I met so many amazing people. Bouncy Boat, I hope your travels home were good. Yeah, it was tough. That was really tough, Gary. I felt like for 3 weeks straight, basically, my body was in like survival mode. Like I could not like take a day to breathe. It was go, go, go. That was so tough. The Kiwi meetup, yeah, it was so nice to meet you. The Kiwi meetup was such a good turnout. It was such a good turnout. No, Snow, the third one was really good. It was the second one. It was the second one in between the two that I was like, yeah, this is a no. And it had the potential to be really great because it was a local one. It was one in my city, and we were like, that would be convenient for like the majority of our guests. But unfortunately, I find if you want like, for Ontario anyway, if a lot of people do out of town weddings, if you want like a really beautiful kind of like unique and memorable venue, 9 times out of 10 you're like going to like an out of town spot. But yeah, it was the local one that was kind of a bust. But there was like one that was like almost 2 hours out, but that was probably my favorite. It was kind of far though. And then the last one we saw last Wednesday was like an hour and 20 minutes out, and that was really beautiful as well. But I think number 1 was my favorite. Your plane engine broke down. You got stuck in San Fran for 4.5 hours. I am so sorry. Oh my god. I've talked to a lot of streamers, and I've been in a lot of streams for people I met, and quite a lot of people had issues come up with their travel. Guys, my travel home was so stressful. Also, I had some travel issues, and I'll get into that. It was rough. Kind of. Mine wasn't regarding a plane though. My traveling was quite stressful because I like basically I had to like bounce between like buses and stuff because I traveled like, it was confusing. My flight was really smooth, but I had to like hop on a shuttle from an airport to a bus station, and then a shuttle that takes me over the border because I'm like, yeah, I'm from Canada, and then I flew out of Detroit, so I had to like a lot of really short windows with like different shuttles and bus hopping and stuff, and it was so tight on my way home. I was so stressed out. I'm so sorry that happened though. That's so stressful. There was a really sweet streamer I met at TwitchCon who they said they had a layover in like Chicago, and I guess they lived like a 3-hour drive from Chicago, and they were supposed to hop on a really short flight for the second half of the round trip, or what, not round trip, but the layover, I guess you could say. And they had like a 7-hour delay in Chicago, and they were like a 3-hour drive from home or something like that. I'm like, oh, that's so rough. You're from Canada too? Oh my gosh, I don't know if we talked about that in person. We probably didn't get the opportunity to. It was so quick when we met. I'm in Ontario. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry though. Plane engine broke down. That's so stressful. Luckily, my flights were really smooth. It was so nice to meet you. That was so nice to meet you. Yeah. But that was rough, guys, going to TwitchCon like sick. I was like trying to get through as much cough syrup as I can in that little pocket of time before my trip. And I was like finishing up a bottle, and I took it with me on my travels. And before I went through like the security TSA, I just finished my bottle of cough syrup. I was like really just pushing through, and it was really tough. It was really tough. You're from Alberta, but you're in Vancouver. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'd love to visit BC and Alberta. It looks so beautiful out there. I've never been to those provinces. I'd love to see the mountains. I yearn for the mountains. I yearn for the mountains. A hip flask filled with cough syrup instead of whiskey. Yeah. It was really tough. Like the short travel turnover in itself was really tough, but like my body was so weak, and I was like, I just needed rest, and I was just hopping from plane to plane to plane to, it was a lot. It was a really, really busy few weeks. A bed streamer? Bed streamer. I don't know if I've heard that term. Oh, like a bed behind me. I know. I wish I had like a little office, but I don't. The funny thing is, this is like a guest bedroom, so this isn't even like where I sleep. This bed does not get used. This is our little guest room. So it's kind of just like, well, you can see there's like coat hangers and stuff. This bed is kind of like our catch-all bed. Like we fold laundry here, we dump stuff on the bed. I try to keep it well maintained for stream, but it gets quite messy. But that would be cool to have like a stream room and to have nothing behind me. It's kind of a cute backdrop though. I feel like it adds to the cozy stream vibes. Love that. Red wine, spicy soup, and orange juice. Knock that right out. But yeah, that was really, really tough, like going to TwitchCon sick. And I don't want to say like boo-hoo, because I fully booked those trips knowing it was going to be a tight turnover, but I don't regret it. But it was really tough when I was doing it. I won't ever allow myself to do that quick of a travel turnaround again. But TwitchCon was fun. So traveling there was kind of tough. So last year going to TwitchCon, you guys know, it was my first time in my life traveling alone, and I had a lot of anxiety around that. And I was really proud of myself because it went very well. So I felt pretty good for this year. I was like, I did it once, I can do it again. But I still had some nerves going into it, but it went very smoothly. I was at the airport like very early. I took a bus, like a shuttle bus out of my city. It drove us over the border. It all went quite smoothly. So funny enough, the shuttle we took, it took us to like a Detroit like Greyhound station, which was 20 minutes out from the airport. It didn't take us straight to the airport. So I was like, yeah, I'll just Uber it, whatever. When I got there, I was kind of looking at like Uber prices, because 20 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're going on the highway and everything, and you know, I looked it up and it said an Uber was gonna be like $79 USD. And this, I guess some sort of miracle or fate, whatever it may be, the girl beside me on my Flixbus, she was really sweet. She was around my age, and we just started chatting for the bus ride. We're like, hey, where are you going? It's so nice to meet you. And we were chatting for like most of our bus ride, which was like at least 3 hours. Yeah, it's tricky not living close to like a major airport, because I have like a big commute even just to get to an airport, so that's a whole thing. So it was like a full travel day. But we started chatting, and we got on the topic of like, wow, it's gonna be so expensive to go to the airport. Should we carpool? So we got kind of lucky, because we got to split a commute 2 ways, going to the airport with this strange girl I just met, and we followed each other on Instagram, and she was very sweet. I'm basically equal distance from Toronto airport to Detroit airport. I'm basically like in the center of the two. Usually I tend to fly out of Toronto, but sometimes it's cheaper to fly out of Detroit, because then you're not doing an international flight. Sometimes it's easier to just go over the border and fly domestic. So a lot of people in my area will do that. They'll drive over the border and fly out of Detroit. The main reason I did it is because Mimi already had her flight arrangements, and Detroit offered the flights that were most aligned with the time she was gonna land. So it just worked out better that way. But usually if I'm flying, I'll look out of both Detroit and Toronto. Very cozy, yay! Yeah, my city has an airport too, but it's like, it's very small. It doesn't really go to a whole lot of places. I find if I like look at flights out of my city's airport, it's so much more expensive, and it just ends up having a layover in Toronto anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to Toronto then. So I really hope the airport in my city gets a bit more established, because it'd be really convenient. It'd be really convenient. But yeah, I don't really have a major airport like super close to me. It's at least like a 2-hour commute. But okay, my brain is so scattered. So yeah, I got to the airport smoothly. I commuted with a stranger, which was quite funny. And then I was a bit stressed at the airport, because when I commuted with someone, they were taking a whole different airline than me, so their terminal was completely different than mine. so the cab that we took or whatever dropped us off at their terminal, so I had to sort of like leave the airport and get on an airport shuttle that took me on the highway to a different terminal, and that kind of stressed me out. But I asked the workers, and I got to my gate with a couple hours to spare, so I had plenty of time. Tried to sleep on my flight, but it's tricky, so I didn't. Oh really? Oh my gosh, small world. I like the Detroit airport. It's quite nice and quite easy to navigate. It's pretty big, but I think the Toronto airport is actually a bit bigger. The Toronto airport's really confusing to navigate. But yeah, so I got to San Diego very late. My flight landed past 10 p.m. So in a perfect world, I would have liked to like go a bit earlier, and I saw a lot of flights that were cheaper for me where I would have landed earlier. But the thing is, like, Mimi booked her round trip first, and she had it where she was landing super late on Thursday night in San Diego and leaving very early Monday morning, and I wanted my flight to align with that as much as I could, because we'd have to check into the hotel under her name and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to get off a plane and then all you want to do is put your luggage somewhere and shower, and then I'm in a city I don't really know with like luggage for like 10 hours just waiting around, right? So I booked my flights to be very close to hers. So I landed very late Thursday, and Mimi was already at the airport for a bit, so we met up in person, which was really cool, because I've known Mimi for a couple of years now. And Mimi's a great friend. I had no doubts about like what Mimi would be like. Mimi is like exactly how Mimi is in her streams. Like, the vibes were really great. We got along so well. Mimi made the trip like really good for me, because there were some other things where I'm like, I don't know, I think if I didn't do it with Mimi, I would have had a hard time on the trip. Yeah, it was really nice. And it didn't feel weird at all. Like, it just kind of felt like we'd already known each other for so long. It didn't feel like any different from how we were on streams. But we met, yeah, we got to our hotel, and then basically just went to bed. We were so tired, we didn't really do anything. But yeah, day one of the con, excuse me, day one of the con was good. See, it's funny because a lot of a lot of my feelings about TwitchCon going into it did end up sort of coming to fruition, where it was more or less been there, done that. I had gone to TwitchCon this year kind of already feeling like I've gotten what I needed out of it. So there was no sort of like novelty to it, or I didn't feel really whelmed at any point, you know? I was like, yeah, just my third year at TwitchCon. I don't know. The heart of it was kind of gone for me. But it was fun. They had a lot of cool booths. It's always cool to be there again. So Friday, whelmed. I was not overwhelmed. I was not underwhelmed. I was just moderately whelmed, you know? But it was good. I think the sickness definitely contributed to that. But I don't know. I guess the whole time I was doing the con, I had the thought in my mind, this will probably be my last one. So I tried to make the most out of it and, you know, enjoy it as much as I could. But I was so sick. I was like really struggling out there, guys. But Friday was my meet and greet. I only signed up for one meet and greet this year. It was Chris Melberger and Hankster Girl. I don't know if I've really talked about them much on stream, but Chris Melberger in recent years has become one of my favorite bigger streamers. He was really big in the Vine days. He was a Viner and who migrated to Twitch. He owns the Neat Dude brand and stream team, and he just has really good vibes. He's really funny. So I've been watching him quite a lot in recent years. And that was my only meet and greet. Point Crow skipped out on the con this year. He didn't do a meet and greet. But yeah, so Chris is really big into Pokemon, and me and Brandon like always put him up on the TV and watch him rip packs and everything. He's a big collector of Pokemon cards. And Brandon had this Gengar that was just kind of sitting around like in a box collecting dust. That's apparently a pretty rare Gengar, and I think Gengar is Chris Melberger's favorite. So a few weeks ago we planned for like me to give him the Gengar card. And I was like, oh, do you think he'll like it? Maybe he already has it. I don't know much about Pokemon cards, right? I love Pokemon. I don't really know like what's a cool card. I just like the cute Pokemon, right? That's my thing. But Brandon's pretty into the cards, and he knows like the rare ones and like the reverse holo limited whatever. I don't know anything about any of that. But he was like, no, trust me, Chris will like this card. You got to give it to him. And Brandon was like, I know it will be like, it was kind of dinged up. Like if it was in good condition, it would have been really valuable, but it was pretty loved. And Brandon was like, yeah, there's not really a lot of like resale value with it. And I know it will be in a good home with Chris. I was so paranoid for my meet and greet on Friday though. I guess I could probably open Instagram and go through my photos as well. Because my voice was just gone. Sorry, that was me. Because my voice was just gone, and I was getting so in my head about it. There was a time where I was like, I should just skip my meet and greet because I don't want to like sound sick. I don't want to embarrass myself. But I'm so happy I went because it turned out so good. It turned out so good. Sorry, I'm just trying to open it on my end. I have a little photo dump. But yeah, I met Chris Melberger and Hankster Girl. So Hankster Girl Sammy, I haven't been watching her for that long. But she was so sweet. She was so sweet. Chris is like the main streamer I was there for, but I really like Sammy, and I've been watching her a bit more as of late. And I'll be watching her a lot more going forward. She's like in the circle of a lot of the big streamers I watch, and she just has really wholesome, good vibes. So I felt bad. I unfortunately didn't really have a gift for her because I didn't really realize until quite last minute it was like a dual meetup. But that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, the meet and greet turned out so well. It was really nice. It was really nice. And the crazy thing is, guys, so I didn't know if Chris was going to be excited about the card. But basically, when I said, hey, Chris, I have something for you, and I pulled it out of my fanny, his face kind of like dropped. His face dropped, and he was like, are you sure? I don't have this one yet. And I was like, yeah, man, like I really look up to you. I enjoy your streams. It's from my fiance's collection. No, whatever, you can have it. And he was so happy. He's like, can I put you in my vlog? Guys, I put this in Discord. I got put in his vlog. That was so cool. It was nice. Sorry if the way I'm explaining things is quite scattered. But yeah, no, I'm happy I pushed through and I went to the meet and greet. It also ended up becoming a bit almost that my voice was gone. Because Chris is a funny guy, right? Yeah, Chris and Sammy, Hankster Girl, they like goof around a lot on stream. So I basically prefaced the meet and greet by saying, I'm sorry I sound like I smoke 10 packs a day. And he was like, no, you're fine. You don't sound that bad. But yeah, look, I got put in his vlog. Sorry, I don't have YouTube Premium. I'm so sorry. I don't have YouTube Premium. Let me pause the music.
Okay, take it back. Thank you so much for coming. We'll maybe see tomorrow. Guys, we're at the Hankster Girl.
It was so nice. I got put in his vlog.
Guys, we just got a legendary.
That's me. Ah. My voice does sound pretty bad.
I appreciate that. Oh my god.
Yay, and then he watched it on his stream, and in his chat he was like, Twinkly, and everyone was like, Twinkly. It was a really nice moment. Oh, he hearted my comment. Oh, that's nice. I just said meeting you was one of the highlights of my con. Enjoy your Gengar. Oh, that's so cool. So that was really nice. And that was my one and only meet and greet. Which was kind of nice to get it done right away, pretty early on Friday. Because I feel like at past cons I had a few meet and greets I signed up for, and I don't know. It's a bit nerve-wracking. Oh, the sun is so bright. It's a bit nerve-wracking going into them. So where do I go to hide from the sun? It was kind of nice getting out of the way because I was like, oh, that's a weight off my shoulders. But yeah, there's nothing else really that happened on Friday. Saturday was pretty chill. We went to some panels and stuff. There's nothing really that stands out. It was chill. We went to panels and stuff. It was a block party that me and Mimi went to. It was really fun. I'm really happy we had each other. There was some stuff. There was kind of some bullshit that came up on Saturday going into Sunday, and I don't know how much I really should or want to get into. A lot of stuff that kind of mirrored what I went through last year that I may or may not talk about on stream at some point. I'm still kind of like navigating how I feel about it. Last year after TwitchCon, I felt quite a lot of like sadness about what I'd kind of gone through. This year I feel quite a lot of anger and frustration. Again, may or may not get into it at some point. I probably shouldn't, but I don't know. I feel like I was quite wronged for 2 out of 3 of my TwitchCons because of an individual, and I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, so a lot of that, yeah, it's weird because I want to talk about it, but I also feel like I don't want to put energy towards it. Not today anyway. Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, kind of someone I was like hoping I wasn't gonna be around a lot this year because of events from last year, and we ended up doing quite a lot of the con with them, and a lot of the things that happened last year sort of like transpired this year, and they are just a very toxic individual, and I'm just kind of I've had enough. I've banned them. I'm done. So yeah, I feel like that sort of impacted 2 out of 3 of my Twitch cons, but I'm really happy Mimi and I had each other. Hi Trish, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, also, I don't know. So it was cool because technically I bumped into Chris Melberger. Oh no, that's a wrong scene. I'm not playing games. So Chris, I bumped into him on the floor last year. And I got a photo with him last year. Same with D-Tune, with Jordan. I don't know if you guys follow D-Tune. He's also become one of my other favorite bigger streamers in recent years. It's funny, I keep moving around to like as the sun is moving. So I technically met them both very briefly last year, and I got photos with them both separately, but I wasn't super active in their chats, and I feel like in recent years I've been more and more active in their chats. So this year I properly met them both and had more time with them, and they actually had more awareness of who I was because I'm more in their community this time around. But yeah, we went to like a Twitch ambassador roundtable situation, and it wasn't a traditional panel. Like, you were quite literally at a roundtable with a Twitch ambassador. So I was I basically got to ask D-Tune, who does the Twitch ghost hunting and stuff, who I kind of got to like ask him stream advice, like one-on-one, and have him give me direct stream advice at a roundtable setting, which was really cool. And then I went to and watch his first stream after the con, and he was like, "Hey Twinkly, I know what you look like now." And it was just very nice. But yeah, I don't know, that's really all there was. Block party was fun. Sunday I came home. The traveling was quite stressful. I had sorry, my brain is so scattered right now. I'm not making much sense. Because of how expensive it was to like Uber or take a Lyft to and from the bus station to the Detroit airport, I basically, like, I was locked in. When I was on my TwitchCon trip, I looked into it. I was like, I need to figure out like a shuttle from the airport to downtown Detroit or something, because I do not want to spend $80 on an Uber. And there was a shuttle that was like $6 USD that takes you from the airport to downtown Detroit, which was like a 13-minute walk from where my Flixbus was going to pick me up. So quick and easy. But it was they had these increments of time, and the only way it lined up was very shortly after my flight landed. So I was like, I was really nervous because I knew I was going to have to hustle in the airport. I was one of my zone. I need to hide from the sun. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. My zone to get on my plane was one of the last zones. I'm so congested. I'm so congested. Let me have a tea break. But Trish, I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. I low-key did, and I'm pretty chill. It takes a lot for me to get quite like overwhelmed in public. I don't know. I'm a very like just push through, you got this, figure it out type of person. I was basically like in tears while I was traveling. That was a really stressful few hours. The flight was fine, but from the moment my flight landed in Detroit, I had to lock in. So I did not have a lot of time to get off my plane and get to the where the shuttle was going to pick me up at like some kind of exit terminal. So it didn't help because I was one of the last zones to board my plane, and the plane was full. So they said, hey, we have to check in your carry-on, unfortunately. So I had to go to baggage claim, which normally would not have happened because I just had a carry-on. So, and I was seated pretty close to the back of the plane, so I had to account for like how long it was going to take for everyone to get off the plane and for me to get off the plane. I wish I was exaggerating, guys. So the Detroit airport, it's like a very long, right? Where my plane was landing was one of the two ends. So let's say like this is the center where you go to exit and go to baggage claim in the terminals. Very long row of gates, and I was like literally at the very end of one. It was the worst possible scenario. So I got off the plane. When I tell you, I rushed through the Detroit airport, went to baggage claim. I was literally running through the airport. I got my bag. Luckily, it was already on the thing, so I just grabbed it. I had to go up 2 levels to like an exit terminal. I had to ask a worker, how do I get to this spot? My shuttle was already there. I did that all in 10 minutes. From the moment I got off my plane, I ran all the way to the baggage claim, up 2 levels, here. Oh, I was so stressed. I was like gasping when I got on my bus. And I remember I was on my bus, that was like a 20-minute bus ride. And I was trying to just like close my eyes and relax a bit, but I was like, okay, I have to lock in soon because I don't have a lot of time to get off this bus. And I have like a 13-minute walk to the Greyhound station where my Flixbus is picking me up. That was a really quick turnover. So I just rested for 20 minutes. This was really stressful. So I have my phone plan. I have, because I've traveled to the States quite a lot in recent years, I have a phone plan where my plan carries over the border. So I have like my calling, my texting, my data in America, which is really nice. But sometimes when you're like crossing the border or close to the border, service can like be weird and act up. This was crazy. So basically I got off my bus and I was like, very easy. I'm just going to set up Google Maps to the station where I have to go, take a quick 13-minute walk with my carry-on. So my service and my data wasn't working. I probably in advance should have screenshotted like a map or something. But I didn't think it was going to be an issue. So I got off my bus, Google Maps, not loading, nothing loading. And I was like, I basically have like 20 minutes to try to like get to where I need to go. And I'm in downtown Detroit. I'd have no idea what direction I need to go in. This was actually probably one of the most stressful things I've ever been through in my life. So I had no idea what direction I had to go in. I was like, I don't know where the fuck I have to go. I was like, 13 minutes is not that far, but I had no idea where I was. And I was restarting my phone, but I didn't have time to like stop. So I was trying to do it while I was walking. I literally had to just like stop and ask locals like crossing the street, like, hey, sorry, I'm from Canada. I have no service right now. Do you know where the Greyhound station is? And then I was like running, like talking to strangers, crossing streets with my carry-on. And I actually started crying And I again, I'm very go with the flow. I'm like, you'll figure it out. I was like, this is not happening right now. This is not happening right now. And I was like running down the streets of downtown Detroit. I had no map. I had no idea where I was going. And I was like crying while trekking this carry-on. It was really stressful. Oh my God. It was really stressful because I did not account for like not having my data. And I just had to ask locals. I was like, do you know where the Greyhound station is? Do you know where? I had one person say, yeah, keep going this way, turn that way. And I just had to ask strangers at every intersection, basically. And then I got there with time to spare, and I was so stressed. And then I basically got a notification from like Flixbus, like, hey, it's running late. And then it ended up being almost an hour late anyway. So I was just sitting in the station. So I didn't have to rush at all. But that was so stressful. And then I got on my shuttle that was going to take me over the border and take me to my city. So I could finally breathe. But that was such a stressful few hours. Like from the moment I got off the plane to the moment I got on my second bus, I was go, go, go. It was so stressful. That was a lot. Yeah. And this beautiful music. And oh gosh, and I'm just talking about like an awful travel experience. But yeah, I don't really get panic attacks and stuff, and I think that was the closest in my life I probably got to like properly having one. I started crying and I was like running down the streets of Detroit and I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. And I had tears down my face and I was going up to strangers with tears down my face. I'm like, where's the Greyhound station? And I was like, they were probably like, oh my gosh, this poor girl. Oh my God. It was really bad. But yeah. So that was my TwitchCon experience. There's a lot more that I'm like, again, I was kind of on the fence of like if I want to get into or not. There was unfortunately like some drama that kind of stemmed from the same person as last year. And it's I'm actually kind of pissed off, honestly, that like 2 out of my 3 cons were, that I have some bad memories associated with it, because I feel like I was quite wronged. Yeah, and no, after TwitchCon last year, I did have a lot of sadness, and now I just feel kind of like mad and frustrated. Yeah, but I'm so happy I was there with Mimi, and I tried to make the most out of it, and I have a lot of good memories with it. I'm so glad I'm home too. But yeah, honestly, yeah, that probably was my last TwitchCon. I met all the big streamers I wanted to meet. I met lots of mutuals. It was really good. I feel like I got what I wanted to out of it. I know I've said like maybe one day if I hit partner, maybe I'll go again. I honestly don't even know if I would. The thing is, I've even watched some partnered streamers talking about how they feel like there aren't that many perks specific to them that they feel like they get out of it. The thing is, it's so much easier to become a Twitch partner than it ever has been. Still very difficult. Obviously, I'm not there, but I don't know. I feel like now more than ever, the line between affiliates and partners is very blurred together. That I even if I went as a partner, I really don't think it would be that much of a different experience. So many Twitch partners exist on the platform now. You go to a partner party, you sit in a partner lounge for a few minutes. Yeah, that's a whole other thing I was kind of thinking about talking about. So obviously, for those of you who weren't at TwitchCon, I'm sure you saw online all the Emiru stuff, which was horrible. There were a lot of talks about the TwitchCon security this year. I will say from my perspective, I thought the security like going to and from the con, or I guess just going into the convention center, was quite tight. They made you walk through like a metal detector every time. They checked your bags. There were a lot of security there. For the meet and greet area, I don't know what they were doing. Yeah, I do think there was a lot of security just sort of standing around. Not really a lot of communication between them. I saw the video of the Emiru thing. The fact that someone just sort of like walked through and went through multiple meet and greet lines is really scary. And I'm curious to see what they do in future years. I do think that was really, really bad. And I think the safety of creators needs to be taken so much more seriously. Sorry, I'm really congested. I felt so bad for her. That shouldn't happen to anyone. And I heard that, I guess she had her own personal security guard who, because of an incident last year, the convention didn't want him to come back. So this was like the Twitch security, and they didn't even really like protect her in the way that she wanted. It was awful. I've heard a lot of people saying like, is TwitchCon even gonna happen next year? And like, I definitely think TwitchCon is gonna continue. They have a contract with San Diego Convention Center. As serious as this is, you know how the internet is, I feel like it's something people are going to talk about for 5 minutes and then they're going to move on to the next thing. But I know Emiru and a lot of big streamers have said that they don't want to go again. So we'll be curious to see, because the big creators kind of like make up TwitchCon. There was also the issue with a lot of people IRL streaming and a lot of rage baiters. I will say, out of the 3 cons I've been to, there was so much IRL streaming. And IRL streaming isn't an issue if you're respectful about it, but it was kind of jarring how many people were IRL streaming, because I feel like the heart of TwitchCon, it's for the community, but it was a lot of people IRL streaming, and a lot of rage baiters. So I didn't really encounter this, but I had heard that a lot of kick streamers were coming into the con and just intentionally harassing people and rage baiting, which is not okay. I didn't really encounter anything like that, but apparently that's something that was happening. Just the vibes of TwitchCon this year were a bit, I don't know, it rubbed people the wrong way. I do feel bad that happened to Emiru though. That was really scary. Some guy just like grabbed her and leaned in and grabbed her face basically. Murphy's Law, yeah. Traveling like it's the 90s. Really? Yeah, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my TwitchCon experience though. It was good, but I'm definitely good after this year. I'm just really happy to be home. I have never been more excited to come home, see my dog, sleep in my bed. And now I'm just basically in recovery mode. I don't even know how, like, it's funny because, so Mimi, on the day we were traveling home, Mimi had a bit of a cough. And I was like, oh gosh, I definitely probably got Mimi sick, and I felt so fucking bad. But Mimi went home, she posted this in her Discord as well, and she tested positive for COVID. And I'm like, I don't know if, I never tested. I was like, because I don't have haven't had the time to get a test. I was like, I don't know if I had COVID. I don't know if I went into TwitchCon with COVID, or if me and Mimi, if I was sick, and if Mimi and I got COVID from someone else at the con. There was another streamer I met who I went to their stream and they said they tested positive for COVID. So I have no idea. I don't know if I left Disney World with COVID, if we both got COVID from someone else. Like, I have no idea, but there's so many people around, and it's just kind of like a recipe for getting sick anyway. So I think at some point I did have COVID, but whether I had brought it from Disney or if I got it from TwitchCon from someone else, I have no idea. But really, was that last year, Trish? Wow. But yeah, it's tricky. I just hate that my con experience is kind of associated with some bad memories for 2 out of 3 years. And I do, part of me does want to talk about it, because this is, I feel like after TwitchCon last year, anytime people ask me about it, I just wanted to keep the peace, and I was like, yeah, sunshine and rainbows and stuff. And now, because I basically had the same thing happen twice, it's tricky, because I do want to talk about it, because I feel like this is my safe space I've kind of built up, and I want to be vulnerable and transparent. But Yeah, it's so tricky. It was. Hi, Zelda. How's it going? How's it going, Zelda? But again, it's maybe something I can get more into down the road, but I don't know if it's productive for me to right now. It's hard because I don't know if you guys get this vibe on stream. I guess like it's hard over a stream, but I take pride in being a very chill, carefree person. I've been told in my life from people that I'm too passive. I will do anything to avoid conflict. I can't really handle like really high-strung, argumentative people in my life. I need like chill, easygoing, kind, go with the flow people in my life. I do everything I can to like protect the peace, to keep a peaceful life. I have a very small circle I keep to myself. So the fact that I kind of got like brought into drama 2 years in a row that kind of stemmed from like the same person is quite frustrating. So I probably should have done this last year, but coming home from the con this year, there's someone that I just like fully removed from my space, and I'm just kind of disappointed it took me so long to sort of like do that for myself. But yeah, I just feel like last year I was very wronged by someone at the con, and I felt like I was basically kind of gaslit and manipulated into thinking someone else was the problem, when me and that person were both kind of victims of the person at the core of it. And then this year, encountering that person again, and then seeing a lot of the things repeat from last year, it basically validated that, yeah, this person was the problem, and that they have no regard or consideration for me really at all. I don't know, but yeah. Long story short, I've kind of put up with someone's bullshit for a couple of years now, and I've finally taken the steps to just remove them because it's not fair to me. It's the same way, yeah. Like, I really try hard to protect my peace. I'm so problematic, and I stand by that. Like, I hate drama. I hate anything like that, but yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm sure I'll maybe talk about it more down the road. It's just kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky. Thank you though, Trish. You were so sweet. Yeah, it's hard. I have a hard time standing up for myself. It took me, last year after the con, it took me some time to kind of process what had actually happened and what I kind of went through. And then it kind of happened again this year, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just very frustrated and very angry. I feel like I was very wronged by someone. But it be like that. So here's the thing, guys. I kind of want to on that note, dramatic vibe shift, I kind of want to spin my backlog wheel. I kind of want to spin my backlog wheels. I kind of want to play something on the side of Elden Ring. Shifting gears, yeah. What a topic change, yeah. It's tricky. Part of me wants to get into it, but I'm like, I don't want to dump that on you guys. I don't want to kind of spill the tea, even though it's not really tea. It's like real people are impacted and stuff. But I know you guys would probably be supportive and here for it. But any games you'd like to play? I don't know. It's tricky. Because I've been saying after Elden Ring I want to continue with Souls and stuff, but now that I'm thinking about it, Elden Ring was such a long journey. I do kind of find myself craving some variety, but I don't know. I do think it could be quite fun if I were to introduce a third stream day. I do think it could be quite fun to maybe have 2 games going again. I know I've had issues with that in the past because then it takes me a long time to complete both. But I don't know, I just want something for everyone. Nothing comes to mind. I think I would probably spin the backlog wheel, but I think I'd be very... I would not hold myself to playing whatever it landed on. I think I would just use it as a guideline, and then I would just keep spinning until something interesting pops up. Because I've talked about how I do want to also kind of factor in, like, growth. Like, if there's a game I land on that I'm like, I know this would kind of hurt my channel, or I'm not really in the mood for, I'd probably respin. But, hi Nate! It's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I'm quite sick. I hope you're doing well, Nathan. It was okay. It was good. It had its ups, it had its downs. It probably shouldn't have had any downs at all. I'm kind of annoyed about that. But it was generally quite good. I got what I wanted out of it. Probably my last TwitchCon ever. Trying to focus on the positives. I'm just so happy to be home. I'm really happy to be home. October was really busy for me. I hope you're doing well, Nate. To space or whatever it was. I was everywhere. Aquatic ambiance. Ooh, should I play Donkey Kong? I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like Nintendo. Should I open my backlog wheel? Valid. Yeah, and thank you guys for letting me in, like, in the weird way I am. Sort of like expressing frustration and stuff. I don't ever want to bring the stream vibes down. But I did have a hard time after TwitchCon last year. TwitchCon last year really affected me, and it took a few months for me to process the drama I was kind of put in. Last year I was put in the middle of a lot of drama, and it took me some time to process, and I felt so fake just anytime people asked me about TwitchCon. I was like, oh, TwitchCon, yada yada la 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 la, rainbows. So I do want to be like real about my experience, because I'm kind of pissed about what I went through. And I kind of hate how last year was like, I was kind of manipulated into thinking someone else was the problem. When it was really the one person, but... Oh, Wheel of Spinner 3, right? Also, I've talked about this recently, how I've been so out of the loop with Nintendo, and that very much still applies. I don't even think I've watched the recent Age of Imprisonment trailers, but the fact that the new Pokemon ZA is playable on the Switch, I don't know if Nintendo has specified if Age of Imprisonment is Switch 2 exclusive, but it does seem like a lot of the new releases for Switch 2 are playable on the Switch. So I'm curious, because I would play Age of Imprisonment probably if it was on the Switch. Just came out? Oh, I don't know anything about Jurassic World, but I don't think that would be a me kind of game. I don't know. What a track. There's a lot of games that come to mind that I don't own, but I really want to try to avoid buying games until I get through my backlog a bit. I've seen some people playing like through the Luigi's Mansion games recently, which is quite fitting for October, but I only own the first one, and I'm like, I don't want to go buy the second and third one when I have other games to play. Backlog wheel. But yeah, thank you guys for being like so nice and patient. I feel like I struggle to kind of talk about things if I feel like I've been wronged, and I feel like I've low-key felt kind of like, I don't know, like I couldn't speak out about my experience for a long time. And after this TwitchCon, I'm just kind of mad about a certain person, and I feel like over time, I might just talk about it more and more. But I don't know. We'll see. I can't remember. Somewhere Switch 2 exclusives? Oh. Wheel of Names. Zoo Tycoon. Oh, you know what? I do actually own Zoo Tycoon. Do you want to say something cool, Nathan? Sorry, my brain right now. I think that would be kind of fun to play like a little simulator kind of game. You weren't here, Nate. I don't know if you were here. I hope you're doing okay, Nate. I know you're kind of going through some stuff too. Not to put you on the spot, but you're such a good guy, Nate. I hope you're good. I hope you're doing well. I'm rooting for you. Guys, everyone send well wishes to the Texan Canadian. Going through some life changes right now. The struggle. Do you want to see something? I gave Chris Melberger a Gengar. And he loved it.
Guys, we just got a legendary collection Gengar.
That's me.
Fiance's collection. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh my god.
Oh, my voice. It was so gone. My voice was gone. I was like, yeah. Okay. Should we actually just pick my next game right now? So here's the thing. I would like to do a stream. I don't think I have time tomorrow. I would like to do a stream. Maybe on Monday? And I was gonna play Elden Ring, but what if we were to start a new game? I gotta get off stream. I think I'm like really congested. I'm so congested. It lands on Little Nightmares. Well, I played Little Nightmares and it was supposed to be a one stream event and it took like 5 months. I do own Little Nightmares too, actually. That would be fitting for October. I would land into what I landed in last year where I'm like, yeah, it's a Halloween special. But I actually play it into like May or something. Which Zeldas are on the list? I think most of them. A lot I would have to emulate. That's wicked. Let's say hypothetically, this would be my next game, but we're gonna allow for respins. That I would play alongside Elden Ring. Can I full screen this? Is this? I hope my backlog wheel is updated. This should be all my games I own. Let's go! Legend of Zelda. That is a good one. That is one of my favorite games of all time. And then I could finally do my Twilight Princess Zelda cosplay. I really want to get back into cosplays, guys. It's legally binding. What if I just started Twilight Princess? That's a long one, though. That would take some time. Like, I have to think long term. That's a really good game. What if I started Twilight Princess? That's one I've been saying I wanted to play on stream for a long time. I think that I can never go wrong with Zelda, because I kind of built my channel on Zelda. So the people who've been, like, not into Elden Ring, you know, would be so back. It'd be something for everyone. Yeah, there's quite a few I haven't played before. I do love Twilight Princess so much, so that would be nice to revisit. Okay, let's keep Twilight Princess in mind. Let's spin again. I wouldn't mind like a little indie game. You know, oh, we're getting good choices. Hi, Ramp Rowdy. I don't know. I'm so indecisive. Those are both two really good options. Because I am craving something that we could do on the side of Elden Ring. The question is, how much do you want to cry? That's the thing. Ramp, it's so nice to meet you. I hope you're doing amazing. Okay, let's keep this all in mind. Snow? The question is, how much do I want to rage? Oh no. Oh no. Pick your emotion. Hmm. 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 I don't know.
I'm partnering with Disney to...
Okay, one thing I do know is that I would like to introduce another game. I just don't know the vibe. Ori and the Blind Forest was my first and only ever platforming game I played in my life, and I really loved it. I see this as an absolute win. Well, if you don't count Hannah and the Pirate Caves from Neopets.com. Because I fucked with Hannah and the Pirate Caves growing up. Sorry, I'm just thinking. This music is like my brain right now. I'm so congested. I do have to get off stream. I feel kind of gross. So I would like to introduce... I've talked about this in the Discord a little bit. I do think I would like to add a stream day. I find myself with oh, I feel so phlegmy. Sorry, that's so gross. I would love a weekend stream. I have a lot of free time on my weekends where I'm like, hey, I'd really love to stream. And then I feel bad for people who can't really catch day streams. I think it would be nice to have an evening stream where I'm not time restricted. So I think I would like to add like a Sunday or Monday evening stream as a regular stream. And that could be a one day a week that dedicated to like a side game while we finish up Elden Ring. What if I were to do a Discord poll and I'm like, hey, are people feeling Twilight Princess, Ori, or Celeste? What if I made a poll and it's like one of the three? I don't know. These were all really good spins. I could see myself streaming all three of those. Yeah? I'm just feeling something a little new, because I know we're close to the Elden Ring endgame, but I have some really hard boss fights up ahead that it's probably realistically still gonna take me a few months. But I'm feeling like some little variety on the side. And then if I do 3 streams a week, we can definitely do that. Nothing wrong with a poll? Yeah. The nice thing with Celeste or Ori is that they would be shorter. I mean, you guys saw how I played Ori. Ori was a really emotional game. That would be heavy. That would be heavy. But you guys saw how you played Ori. I liked it so much, we went for 100% completion. That's the one thing I need to consider when I think of new games. I am a completionist. Same with Elden Ring. I would never play into like a full clear Elden Ring, and then I did. If I 100%ed Ori, I would probably do that to the sequel. Celeste, I know there's like, you get all strawberries and there's like bonus completionist things. Maybe if I ended up liking it, maybe I would do that. Or Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. So these would probably all take some time. Twilight Princess would definitely take some time though. There are a lot of dungeons in Twilight Princess. And that would not be a blind playthrough, but it's been almost a decade since I played Twilight Princess. So a lot of it would be pretty fresh. And it would just be a nice game for nostalgia's sake. I really like Twilight Princess. Oh no, with the spiders. It's okay. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. We gotta do it. I don't know. I'm ready to clip. Make breakfast at your lurk sounds good. It's kind of nearing the time where I'm about to get off anyway. You're so good. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging for this. I don't know the last time I did a just chatting stream. Thank you for hanging out, guys. And I don't know. October was a weird month for me. And then my birthday came and went, and it was in the midst of all my travel and busyness. I feel like I didn't even have my birthday. It wasn't... I don't know. In late 20s, I'm like, a birthday's whatever. It doesn't really even hit like it does when you're younger. But I feel like it just didn't even happen. I feel like I didn't get to really stop and take a moment to breathe or like celebrate it. It just came and went. Like this month was just go, go, go. And I'm so happy to be out of it. I don't know. October was just so busy for me. I'm so happy to be home and all my traveling's done. And I'm just gonna sleep for all of November. And after TwitchCon, I do feel really motivated. TwitchCon consistently does this every year. You come back and you just feel excited about content creation and you want to implement all these new things. And I do feel really excited for playing new games and just having fun. So I think that would be really fun. But thanks while I just word vomit and kind of process all my thoughts after a busy month, the good and the bad, while I'm still trying to make sense of it all in my mind, and while I'm still sick and recovering. Thank you for being so patient with me when I'm not really making sense. Having fun is fun, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll try to come up with like a new stream schedule and then maybe we start a new game. Maybe I'll do that. We had 3 good spins. Maybe I'll make a poll like, hey, out of these 3 games, what would people want to see? And maybe if one of them gets more votes than the others, maybe we'll start that. I think that would be fun to play something else on the channel. And to have something else introduced for people who aren't really into the Souls. And for me too, I'm really kind of craving a little bit of variety on the side. Maybe we'll do that. Because there's so many games I want to play. That could be fun. I do think I'm going to get ready to end here though. Such a random stream. I think this was good though. I wasn't really feeling any games today. I just wanted something chill to ease back into it. Thank you. I have to go to work, unfortunately. It's hard because I'm still sick and I probably shouldn't be going to work, but my work is so slow these days. I'm not really conversing with anyone at work. I kind of just sit at the desk and do my thing. But it was really hard because I feel I have a lot of guilt about taking time off, even though I have so much vacation time. So I already felt bad about going on my trips. And then I came back from my trips and I had to take a few sick days and I felt so bad about it. It was a good catch up, yeah. It was. I don't even know if we raid. Oh, I think this is someone I met at TwitchCon who's also just chatting.
Or like a specific person.
And they've only been chatting for 26 minutes. We could do that. Raid someone random. I'm sure. I think it's also their affiliate anniversary. This is someone, so I was talking about that roundtable panel I went to, where you could basically sit across from a Twitch ambassador and get direct advice from them. This was someone who was at our table. Thank you so much. Thank you, I really appreciate it. I know this is kind of a weird stream while I ease back into it, but thanks guys for being so chill. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I think we'll do a stream in a couple days, and I think it may actually be a new game. That might seem quite abrupt, but that's what I'm feeling. So maybe keep an eye on the Discord. I might just do a poll. Maybe we'll do a poll for those 3 games we spun. And maybe we'll play one of those 3. I think that would be really fun. start working through the backlog a little bit again. But yeah. Thanks so much for being here, guys, and for being so kind and understanding while I just like yapped, even if I didn't make much sense. I feel like I'm still recovering, and I'm like deep in the NyQuil right now, so I have a lot of like brain fog and fatigue as well. But yeah, I've just been resting all week. But we're gonna come back better than ever once I'm fully healed. Okay, enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. Take care. Bye.